in the cause of humanity.
We have 4 nursery schools now, Sinchualaji, Nemasu, Kumbidja, and we are just finishing one in Jamweli, which will open in February this year. We also have provided libraries for 5 schools around the area. We also try and organise twinning arrangements with schools in the UK, with schools in the Gambia.
As a show of gratitude, the ceremony witnessed the presentation of gifts in the form of a traditional Gambian outfit to the Bishdal Energy members who were on hand to install the first phase of the project. For Grts News, I am Leiku Mademba.
Well, you can follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website, and that's on www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS radio live. Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned then. Welcome back. U.S. President Barack Obama has unveiled a new defense strategy that he says would save money without giving up America's superiority. The biggest change is cutting half of $1 trillion in spending and expanding the U.S. military presence in Asia. We have more in this DWTV report.
The military needs to save almost $500 billion over the next decade. But Obama says the U.S. will still be spending vastly more on its armed forces than any other country.
I think it's important for all Americans to remember, over the past 10 years, since 9/11, our defense budget grew at an extraordinary pace. Over the next 10 years, the growth in the defense budget will slow, but the fact of the matter is this: it will still grow because we have global responsibilities that demand our leadership. In fact, the defense budget will still be larger than it was toward the end of the Bush administration. That continues to be larger.
The U.S. has pulled its troops out of Iraq and is cutting the numbers in Afghanistan. The focus is shifting to the Asia-Pacific region.
I mean, the reality is you could face a land war in Korea and at the same time face threats in the Straits of Hormuz.
One regional conflict.
Analysts say the U.S. main concern is balancing China's increasing power in the region. But the U.S. will be doing that by spending more on high-tech equipment and less on troops. There are more than 500,000 soldiers in the U.S. Army alone. That number is expected to fall by up to 15% over the next decade. No details have been given, but it's likely many of those cuts will come from the 60,000 military personnel stationed in Europe.
Well, who will bleed next? That's what all of Germany is asking this Friday as the standoff between the president and the country's most popular newspaper continues. Christian Wolff, who is at the center of the scandal, is saying he did not build the newspaper to stop the story about a controversial home loan, but the paper says he did. In fact, it says it has a voicemail from the president that could expose the truth for everybody to hear. Let's look at this report for more on the raging controversy in this report.
Blessings from on high. The embattled president's first official appointment for the year was with a children's choir for a traditional celebration of the arrival of the three kings. All was peace and goodwill, though Wolff did refer to the scandal he's been embroiled in when he talked to the media present.
The past days and weeks of my life have been such that I wouldn't want to relive them. So I think you'll understand that I'm glad 2012 is beginning and that we can get on with the real work.
German newspapers aren't letting go of the story. Did the German president try to stop publication of a critical story in the tabloid Bild about a home loan he'd taken back when he was state premier? Or did he just ask for it to be delayed? Bild wanted to clarify things by printing a transcript of Wolf's voicemail. He's denied permission. Chancellor Merkel's office has supported his recent explanation on TV.
What will happen, and the Chancellor has complete faith it will, is that the President will respond to any future questions, should they arise, just as openly. And of course, we're now at the start of 2012 and a return to normal in the office.
Chancellor Merkel has not addressed the issue recently, so the President will no doubt be relieved that she remains at his side.
Well, time now to take our second break. We'll be right back.
This is an example of just widening the horizon and getting Gambians to be included. I think initiatives like this and so many other initiatives that have come up through his leadership, we're very we feel very promising as a country, and I think Gambians are being aware of what's going on everywhere and really looking at the Gambia. And we're very happy with what we see and what is going on, and we pray that that this country will go forward, and wherever the leadership and also the President wants to take it, we pray that Almighty Allah will protect him and also guide him in the right direction in terms of taking the country to where he wants to take it. So we are very, very happy and just praying for more peace and prosperity in this country, because, with peace and prosperity, peace brings prosperity into a country. And the peace we enjoy in this country, we have to preserve it at all costs.
It's now time for a look at the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The Gambia is endowed with a wonderful landscape full of baobab trees. Like its Cape Point in Bakau, it is one of the most exotic sceneries in the world. The baobab tree is a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and resourcefulness. For the baobab tree provides good food in times of hunger, rents its bark for medications, and its sap for glue. In the Gambia, there is a company like the baobab tree, 100% African and purely Gambian in all aspects, in know-how, design, value, capital, and management. That company is Elton. Elton, employing hundreds of Gambians and proudly associating itself with development in the Gambia. Elton, side by side with the Gambia.
It's a warm welcome to the weather segment, and from the Central Forecast Office, I am Hadisha presenting. It was partly cloudy, cool, dry and hazy in the early hours of the morning, whilst mainly sunny, warm and hazy in the afternoon. To know what prevailed over the rest of the continent, we propose a look at the image captured at 16:30 hours, indicating the presence of thunderclouds over the southern part of the continent. Elsewhere indicated clear skies and stable conditions over the period. For the forecast tonight, we'll be expecting cool and hazy conditions to prevail over the entire country onwards morning, whilst the day tomorrow will be variably cloudy, warm and hazy. Winds will continue to be northeasterlies in orientation but generally light to moderate in speed. For the minimum temperatures, we'll be expecting 18 degrees Celsius over Banjul and Jundum, 16 over Kerawan and Sibanor, 15 degrees Celsius over Jinoy and Kawur, while Sapo and the rest of the country will be 14 degrees Celsius warm tomorrow morning. For the maximum temperatures, we'll be expecting 33 degrees Celsius over Banjul and Jundum, 34 over Kerawan and Sibanor, 36 over Jinoy and Kawur, while Sapo and the rest of the country will record 37 degrees Celsius. For those going to the sea, we'll be expecting a low tide of 0.48